Greetings from home. We greet you with such joy. If you were able to see yourselves through our eyes for just a moment, you would understand the reverence and the incredible love that we have for all and every one of you. It's amazing for us to see you on this journey in the way that you are currently working, to watch what is taking place and to start seeing some of the connections that all of you have made just to prepare for what you are doing now. Well, let us tell you something, dear ones, because something magical is taking place on planet Earth. We know that many times you get stuck in the bad news. You get stuck focusing on all the troubles. And there are many on planet Earth. Do not be confused about that. That is as it should be. For there are so many things now that are starting to shake around and find the very essence of it, instead of what you have been seeing, all the fluff around everything. It is now possible to get down to the core essence of almost anything. Faster, easier, more direct than even a short time before. We are calling it the day of the conscious creator. It is very simple, dear ones. You have been walking around playing this wonderful game of pretending to be human and bumping into each other, tripping over each other, calling this person bad, this person right, this person wrong. All in a justification of where you are and what you can see from your limited perspective. But what is now happening is magical, because that perspective is starting to open very quickly. Look at all the things that you have done in your lifetime. Look at the laws that have passed, even in recent years. Look at all the changes that you thought would never take place, which are now coming to be commonplace. These are exciting times for everyone, and for us to watch as the game on planet Earth now evolves to the next level of conscious creator. For you have been creators all along, even from the beginning when you were unconscious of it. And that is the game. That is why it is so fascinating for us and even others throughout the universe to watch in these magical ways. What you will see is a reflection, for you have been playing the game of creator unconsciously. Therefore, you thought you had to be here. You felt like you must be over here, and you could also be easily controlled and pulled. Your energy could be tagged and actually grabbed hold of and used against you sometimes. All of those things are changing as your new perspective starts to allow you to see from the perspective of home. Well, when you do, first of all, you will have to go back in your lives and take responsibility for every single point. Sounds easy. It is not, especially since time has usually made it even worse, given you time to rationalize yourself with yourself, which happens with humans all the time. Absolutely wonderful to watch. Now, what that means is that you simply are changing the game. You're creating from a new perspective. Fantastic. Now, what is it you wish to create? That will be the key element for all of you to decide as you start understanding you have been creating all along. Now, as you become conscious of it, you can start to use it in very positive ways. And now a whole new conundrum comes and a whole new series of choices. We find this absolutely amazing to watch as you awaken from the dream and you find you have magical powers. That is unbelievable to us. We never thought that this would happen to this degree on planet Earth. It is such a magical place to watch as you all uncover and help each other. So here, what are the new questions that will come up? Well, one of the first questions that will come up with each and every one of you is, what do I do with my power? Your first reactions will be to start creating something of your own passions, something that would serve you, and very quickly your vagus nerve will start tapping into everyone else around you. You will feel their needs and wonder if you should not focus all that energy on other people. Oh, fascinating choices. We tell you, dear ones, there is no right or wrong about it. But we ask you first to please treat yourself well during these days ahead of you. You understand, dear ones, that there's a balance that you must maintain in order to hold your power. It's a balance, you could call it between light and dark. We have a tendency to call it between spirit and human. And neither one is right or wrong. But there are balances that must be held. The balance have now tipped for every single human as the veil is being pulled away just long enough for you to start seeing that you are magical beings and that you've had a hand in every creation you have experienced on earth. So these are the reasons we ask you to take first responsibility. Do so in a loving way. The keeper takes responsibility for things sometimes by saying, yes, I really messed up that one. And that is the way to joke about it. That is the way to look at it. There is nothing that is not alterable on planet Earth. Now, some things take more energy than others, but we ask you to balance your creations, to place yourself first. This is the new harmonics that must take place. There are new tones and overtones on planet Earth that can now be heard. They always existed as natural formations of the wave patterns that all of you deal with. But with your new evolutions, you can start to feel these and use them as part of your healing techniques. There are many opportunities, dear ones. Let me tell you, there were times when the keeper was learning to sing way back in high school. And during that time, he was trying to figure out whether he was a baritone, whether he was a bass, or whether he was a tenor, whatever vocal range he seemed to fit in the best. And he found one that was somewhat comfortable for him and kind of played in that range. But every once in a while, he would hear something well out of his range, and he would want to express it in some way. Perhaps it was a popular song on the radio. Perhaps it was something he wanted to express, and he knew he could not hit that. So the moment that note came up, he would hit a harmonic and still be able to express and still be able to add to the overall expression of that beautiful wave. Well, that's what is now possible. Many of you have healing abilities that we will simply say are in this range. Now, that range may be only a few quadrillion vibrational statuses, or it may be even larger. But let's just say that that range represents only about 4 inches of our hands being held apart here. Well, if you can hit that range, does that mean that if healing abilities are possible by hitting another range up here, that you cannot do that? No, you can hit harmonics. That's the beautiful part of it. That's the magic of what this is. And now that you can start to see your own effect in the world, as long as you take responsibility for your own creations, then you can start to understand how you can use those harmonics to make huge effects in your world. What are the harmonics? Well, the first one that we're asked you to do is look at the wide vibrations of love. Over here, you have love for an individual, personal, certainly conditional, many times, talking about very intimate relationships. Over here, you have the love of something you love to do. Maybe you're an artist. Over here, maybe you love something else very similar. Maybe you have the love for an animal that has entered your life and profoundly reflected you in the most beautiful ways. There are many vibrations of love. Find one and build on it in harmonics in the other areas. That spreads love throughout your entire environment. And guess what gets reflected back? You have just loved everyone in your entire environment. And even if they try not to love you back, you have just created the highest vibrational place for you to live and express your light. Play with it. Watch. There are so many areas these harmonics will be aware now that you are aware that you are conscious creators. And when we say you, we are not speaking specifically to each of you. Most of you that are listening to this message at this time have come early to open the doors, to hold these places, and to hold these beautiful thoughts so that others could accept them over time. You are the way showers. But when we speak of you, we talk of the collective of humanity. And we tell you, from the very highest vibration to the very lowest, you are a bandwidth that must move together. We've said it before. The humans can only advance as fast as the lowest vibration on planet Earth. Now, you have several things in your favor here, including your technologies, which have given you a beautiful time of no more secrets. That is beautiful for us to watch. For in order for you to be fully conscious creators, it is important that you at least peer through or be able to see through what you call secrets. Now, everyone has secrets. It is part of your anonymity. It is part of your autonomous behavior. It's what you think separates you many times from other people. We are not in judgment of secrets. We are simply telling you they are very hard to keep on planet Earth now. And isn't that wonderful? That is an elevation of humanity. And although it's not perfect, and it's certainly not equally distributed amongst different people or different parts of the world, you can see the wave that is changing all of humanity. You're a grand conscious creator, and you do not remember your history in most cases, for the very simple reason it would probably get in your way. Yes, it would give you confidence, but it would also tend to lead you toward shortcuts. It was your decision to hide from yourself your own past and your own magnificence. And now that you are starting to emerge from an incredible wave of darkness, you bring the light with you. You have carried it forward and ushered in a new age of light. These are magical times, dear ones, and you are the magicians. Keep the great work in motion. Allow yourselves to understand that every step is possible for you to create consciously. And do not fear creating for yourself, for that is placing self first, and one of the more important elements about stepping into your power as a conscious creator. The times are here. Welcome home. Welcome to the new planet Earth. It's with the greatest of honor we ask you to treat each other with respect, nurture one another at every opportunity, and play this new game well together. Aspavo.